Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Eldest Born, a Three Brothers podcast. Now, I'm here with some really special guests today, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves in a second, but they are two co-hosts of a podcast that I'm a big fan of called the Popcornie Podcast. I'm going to give the mic over to them. They're good friends of mine, so I'm excited about this collab we're doing.
Alright, so my name is Tyler, aka Straw Hat Ty. And I'm so glad to be here with my boy Mike, because man, we've been waiting for this for a long time. Unfortunately, we're missing one member from the Popcornie Podcast, but that's all right. We're just gonna have a great.
But you
time.
got the best one here.
Yeah.
Guys, everybody, I'm Jeremy. I go by the name of Sriracha for the Popcornie Podcast, and it's a pleasure to finally be here. I'm very, very excited. Thank you for having us, by the way.
Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. So, you guys brought a lot of kind of show and tell items today.
Oh yeah, once you told us, we were going on air, I had to bring something. Absolutely.
Well, something I take pride in on this show is the fact that I just love the visual aspect of podcasting.
Yeah.
Some people like audio only,
Yeah.
and I, coming from a graphic design background and a video editing background, I just wanted it to be colorful and fun and visual and as much presentation as we could possibly get. So I'm glad you guys brought props.
Oh,
and this is kind of new for me because we're just the voice right now. We have no videos out just yet or anything, so this is a cool experience.
Don't worry, that's going to change soon.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to work
brainstorming
together.
off the camera, and we both like what we're hearing. There's going to be great stuff coming in the future.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what do you guys want to talk about today? We had a lot of cool discussions off camera. I mean, we're all interested in the upcoming movies that are releasing this year. I know DC, Marvel, and other
You got
very
the anime
famous
world too. The anime world where movies are coming out as well. You got a lot of good stuff. Yeah, shows as well. You were watching Attack on Titan, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't get to see it yet, but I'm excited. Feel free to spoil. I don't mind.
Did you watch the last episode so far?
The one that just came out?
Yeah.
Nah. Unless it's in dubbed, I don't watch it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I'm a sub and dub watcher. I'll watch it in sub first because I like to be caught up, and I'll watch it in dub after. I mean, I do like the dub better because it's just
It's just easier to watch.
People say there's no emotion to it, but really there is a lot of emotion to it, and it just sounds better. But the last episode that just came out, my heart's breaking. I'm hurting right now. I don't know if I'm prepared for the next episode in 6 months that comes out.
I can't believe 6 months. I'm sorry about that. I can't believe 6 months too. That's a long wait.
Well,
That's
I was
not
about to
fair.
say, can somebody explain to me why they're making us wait so long?
You said he was done pretty much already too, right?
Yeah, the manga's been done for almost a year now, but the show, the way they're just splitting it up is weird. Because right now, this last season, there's 3 parts, and this is considered the 3rd part, and now we have to wait even more in the middle of the 3rd part, which is a little weird. I'm not too mad about it because it's something you look forward to.
It's the build up, but I think 6 months is a little much.
It is a little much.
I mean, I don't mind a month, maybe 2. I don't know if you guys watched that show You on Netflix.
I do.
Okay, did you watch the last episode?
Yeah, I'm all
okay. And I was mad, but then the wait was March 9th? So you only had to wait maybe 2-3 weeks. But that show, I don't know if he watched it or not, that show's phenomenal.
I have not.
You almost forget you probably shouldn't be rooting for him because he's not the best person. But in this season, he's really not the bad guy in this season. Right now. Because a lot of things, if you saw the previews to the new ones, the wife looks like it might be coming back, which is crazy.
No, that I personally think that's a flashback or a...
Because they never found the
or
body. And the guy that she was in love with, that little boy, not the little boy, but the younger guy, remember, he's not dead.
Oh,
yeah, and remember, the Private Eye let him go.
Yeah.
That's really weird that he just let him go out of nowhere. And then, what's her name, found out all the information about him. That was weird. I go deep. Bro.
Yeah. Here's the problem with that show is that even from the first season, I was rooting for him.
Me too.
And I'm gonna
I blame the girl. That's why she died.
I'm gonna get a little too deep right now.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's no rationalization for murder or stalking.
No, but you almost understood it.
You almost understood.
I get it. Yeah, I know. I feel so much better.
As a man in a dating world, and I know you're married with kids, right?
I have 1 kid, yeah.
But as a single guy in the dating world, I understand the kind of struggle of not being seen by people you're interested in.
Yes.
And that's his entire thing is he is doing everything in his power to manipulate the environment around the woman that he wants.
Exactly.
Just so she sees him.
Yeah. And then the way in the first season goes, they break up. Mm-hmm. He actually is happy now. He finds somebody else, but she weaseled her way back, and she was a bitch about it.
She was an attention whore.
Yes, she was. Yeah. She was, and it's her fault. Everybody yells at me, but it was her fault that she died.
Right.
And she never would have came back and tried to win him over, try to mess up his life, and started digging. You know? Like, come on, she got really nosy.
Well, also,
out of her own paranoia, too,
That's very true. I don't think that what was the black chick that he was with?
Yes.
I don't think that they were really right for each other either. Like, he seemed happy.
It was just, you knew she was going to die.
It was like the filler episode.
It was. It totally was. And then when you go to season 2, you don't realize how long and dragged out season 1 really was. Go back and watch it from the beginning now. Okay. But you understand why they do it, because they had to really explain, how his mental, he was talking in the third person, all this other stuff. Because then when you go to season 2, season 3, season 4, everything just hits the fan. It was just one constant thing to the next. And when he met Love, who would have thought he would have met his match technically? She was crazy.
I hate her. I also hate the fact that they named her Love. It's too on the nose.
Well, think about it. Love can drive you crazy. You know what I mean? That just came now. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. It's the spiked iced tea. So it's a good show. And we pretty much told you how it went. But definitely, Tyler, dig into that show because it's a really, really good.
Yeah, I've always heard very good things about it.
Yeah.
I always heard it was a really weird stalker show.
And it's originally a book, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. My wife actually read it first, and then we found out about the show, which was awesome. And it's kind of similar. Obviously, the book is going to be different with certain things, but very close.
As I mentioned on another episode of my podcast with my boy Emmanuel, I actually binge-watched Gossip Girl when I was young.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And this... listen. This actor, what's his name? Penn Badgley or something? Penn Badgley. That's his name. So he plays in the show Gossip Girl, and it turns out that he was...
Dude, oh my God, you're right.
He was the person who was writing all the blog posts as Gossip Girl. So
That's hilarious.
It's kind of weird. You think of it
doing that. He's a book writer, in this. He's the librarian in this. He writes all his... Oh, dude, that's crazy. Multiverse.
This is... It's almost like a spiritual sequel to it. Like, it has nothing to do with Gossip Girl, but it's almost as if the character lives on in this show.
You could almost do a multiverse thing with that. That would be a crazy novel to write, actually. That'd be really cool. Just like the heroes that we got right here for Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
You like that plug-in right there, right? Talk about all over the place. Explain to him a little bit about the Dragon Ball heroes.
So, for the people watching, they make game cards. Obviously, pretty much for every anime, they really make game cards. But there's a series, the original, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, GT. But then they got a knockoff thing called Dragon Ball Heroes. And let me tell you, that's like multiverse of Dragon Ball. That's like...
And it's madness. It really is. It hate to sound like that, but it's all over the place.
It's like you get like Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, which you've never seen before, versus Goku Ultra Instinct from Super. It's like... It's like, what is going on?
All right, so here's the real question. Who would win? Would a Super Saiyan 4 win? Or would a Ultra Instinct / Ultra Ego Super Saiyan win?
Oh, he won Ultra Ego too. So,
but
see, oh man.
No, let's think about it because
it was Super Saiyan 4 like the
separate things that don't even ever cross.
I know. They try to do it in a video game. I saw a clip on YouTube, but that's when you're playing it. And for the video game, no matter what, the Super Saiyan 4 usually wins out of it. No matter how good Gogeta was when they formed together, he ended up coming. I think he's like what? Not World Breaker. He was just like Limit Breaker or something like that. Super Saiyan 4 in Heroes.
You see, the thing I have with that with the games is because I played like all the Dragon Ball games, like especially the biggest one, Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2. Like those were really good, and that's where like you're getting all these characters and like they're just adding them as like DLCs and stuff. But like that's like the only issue is when having a Super Saiyan 4 character in these games is that like they're don't get me wrong, I love them and I think they should eventually get into that.
Yeah.
But they make them OP in the game. Meanwhile, like it's a known fact that Ultra Instinct versus Super Saiyan 4 and Ultra Ego versus another Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 4 isn't even in the question. Like they're strong, but the thing is, like, they got the Uzaro power and formed around them. But, and, like, and obviously that's the Saiyan's, like, true power. But the thing is, Ultra Instinct surpasses all the...
It's like angelic, right? It's from, like, the angels, right?
All the gods, all the angels.
Goku's the only mortal that did it.
Surpassing or kind of on the same length of a god of destruction. And they literally point at a planet and it just obliterates.
Yeah.
Like Super Saiyan 4 wasn't really... They're fighting one Omega Shenron, and he was tough, but, you know, I mean... It wasn't much. It was like a regular street fight in a city.
But what I like about with the heroes, they brought GT back. A lot of people hated GT. I get it because it was technically a different timeline, and now they're saying it's canon, right? Before they said it wasn't canon, now it's kind of canon.
Nah,
because they said it was in the same universe, and the original director did draw a lot of the characters.
At first, when it came out, it was supposed to be canon, but then they drifted off to non-canon.
Well, they need to make it canon. Because I always like Super Saiyan 4.
Goku gets, like, young again, right?
Well, yeah, GT actually starts off from the ending of Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Is when, because at the end of Dragon Ball Z, Goku takes off with, what's his name? Because Kid Buu, like, he has a prospect that he's training. Oob.
It's Oob, yep.
Like, the little black kid
with the mohawk.
Yeah.
And then
he's actually supposed Goku passed it down to him in the original series to protect Earth. In the original back in the day, which they could bring in soon. I hope they do.
They took off to go train, but and then GT came along and it was all of them in it. Then it just kind of took off its own route, and then Super came along, and then they said Super is actually canon. And you don't see Oob once at all.
No, you don't. Nothing at all. So I wonder if they'd bring him in for season 2. That's finally coming out this year.
What are they going to possibly do for season 2 after the Tournament of Champions?
The manga's done. The thing is,
they wrote the whole thing, Granola series, right?
Supposedly they're back on Planet Namek, and there's a new character called Granola, and I think someone else, and they're like supposedly OP.
Great name, right?
Yeah, it's weird. They're literally
the main villain is Gas. Like it's crazy the names that they come up with.
And then like I actually have a friend. She was like, it's kind of weird how all the creator of Dragon Ball made all the characters' names after like food.
Yeah, that's
actually pretty funny, actually. Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's the truest thing I've heard in a while.
And they love eating on the show. They constantly eat after every battle.
Except for no one eats more than Luffy on One Piece.
Oh, well, yeah.
See, I haven't dug into that yet. I know. And knowing him, I should. I know.
Bro.
But he did get me to expand my horizons with anime because there were just certain things I wouldn't give a shot with.
Luffy with 1,000 Sunny right here.
I've been trying to find that for a long time. I can't find it. How much did that cost you?
I got it for retail.
Yeah, but you have like a website you go on, right?
Nah, Funko, it was supposed to be for WinterCon in Brazil, and Funko actually came out with all the Brazil WinterCon stuff for like just for like 10 minutes because, obviously knowing if it's in Brazil, you're not getting it out here.
Yeah, sure.
And so they released it for like 10-15 minutes, and dude, I snagged Yukiora from Bleach one, and then Luffy with 1,000 Sunny.
I'm sure you can buy it on eBay now.
Yeah, but they go for like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the joy of buying certain things and flipping it online because you don't realize the value that we were talking off camera. A $20 toy that you got from Walmart could go for like $150 online. Just because of the movies that come out, and the new comic book series, it's a pretty cool thing to do. Actually, I like to collect a little bit myself.
I haven't really got into the realm of flipping. The most I've done is I have these little, fig pins.
Yes.
So back in the day, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago, I was at a GameStop and they were just ready to throw out a stack of Assassin's Creed Origins fig pins with the main character of Valak.
Really? Yeah.
Right? So they gave me like 15 of them and just said, here, you take them for free. We're about to throw them out.
That's awesome.
And I put them up on eBay for like $9 a piece, and they didn't sell for years. So I after a while, I kept reducing the price. I got it down to like $3 a piece plus shipping. Yeah. And then they start selling. And I'm like, what is going on? So I sold one. I'm like, okay, cool. Then like a week later, I sold another one. So in my mind, I'm like, I better like raise the price a little bit. So
Yeah, because now they're starting to buy off now. Yeah.
I raised the price to like $4. Like a month later, I sold another one. After that, I raised the price to $5. By the time I finished selling them all, I was back up to like $10 because
that's actually really good.
They were selling. They were actually selling.
It was just at the right time.
Exponentially, I just kept raising the price, and they would just keep selling. And I'm
that's
like,
awesome.
What is going on with Assassin's Creed right now that people want this?
Yeah, because that means a new game was coming out, or a remake, or a special edition. That's what I kicked myself, because when Namor came out finally, I didn't sell any of my stuff. So there's a comic book that I have, one of his first appearances, I probably could have got at least like $1,500 for.
Wow.
As soon as the thing dropped. Now it's like $500. Still a nice price, but I should have, it's like stocks. You should have sold it when you sold it, and you know, I got to find the highs and lows. So that's what the aggravating part is. But the money you can make, though, is really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's really cool. You know, and we got him going because he was a sneaker guy.
Yeah, I used to flip sneakers a little bit. It was always very hard because I'm a big sneakerhead, and the only issue being like a part of the shoe game is like you have to have connections, because like, personally, I would have connections every once in a while with certain people against some shoes, but then, like, there was times where I was winning so much stuff in raffles that Nike was starting to give me early access to things
That's awesome.
that were, like, insanely hard to get, like, and I was like, wow. But then, I'll be honest, this past year and a half, I haven't really been too fond of what's been releasing, and especially once Biden came in office, the retail prices went up because of
on everything.
Everything, because like, you know, an average Jordan shoe was about the range from $170 to $190 the most. But now each shoe is $200, $225, and that's retail. Like, it's like the government's making a profit just from selling retail price shoes now. And it's a little ridiculous, so I kind of stopped. I wasn't reselling a lot, but it was like every once in a while. Like if there was a shoe I didn't really like, I would either send it to StockX. There's a few that I've even sold one to my sister before. Like
we bartered.
Yeah, we made a bargain deal together.
I still have those LeBron James. Everything glows in the dark. It came with a special player's card and everything too. Gave him a couple months on the house, you know.
I don't know much about sneakers. I'm not a sneakerhead by any means, but I have to say I've seen your room once or twice, and I am so impressed just by the aesthetic.
Shelving and everything too that he has with it, color coordinated pretty much. Like
the amount of sneakers on display in this room, and they're all like gorgeous colors, and like, he knows so much about like what specifically they are and what they're worth.
Oh, absolutely does.
But oh my gosh, just from a nobody who knows nothing about shoes, I was still impressed.
I like shoes, but I'm not like him. I like certain things that go with your outfit, stuff like that. I look at it more like a little bit more as like an accessory. Yeah. He knows everything. So like the Stranger Things shoes I wanted to find. This kid was rocking inside out shoes. I've never seen that stuff before. You know, and that's like one of your favorite shows.
Inside out shoes?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know, because if I had to really like I take a guess in my head how many pairs of sneakers I have, it's definitely over 100 something.
Okay. Wow.
But then you got to understand the pricing that he like dropped on that 100 and something pairs of shoes too.
Listen,
you know,
that's some work. it's a bad thing to get into.
I believe it.
I have one worse for you, but go on.
Yeah, but like, I mean, the thing is, I've never actually spent a ridiculous amount of money on a pair of sneakers because I refuse to. Obviously, I don't have the money to do that, but I refuse to spend $1,000 on a pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
Like the most I've spent was, I made a deal with a guy because there was a pair of shoes called the Travis Scott Jordan 1s. They were the first pair Travis Scott came out with Jordans, and they are pretty much one of the best marketable shoes out there. They range from like $1,500 to $2,500.
Wow.
And retail was only $190, but they were so hard to get. There's not a good amount of them out there in the world, but like they don't like restock. It was a one-time thing, and then there was one guy who had them in my size, or it was a little bigger of a size, but I was like, yeah, I gotta go for it. And he just wasn't selling them for the right price, and obviously that seems a little sketchy at first. And then like I made sure they weren't worn or
They're
anything.
real, they're stamped and everything.
Because there's an authenticator app that I had, and I would authenticate my shoes or other shoes I was giving to people
It's
or
crazy
selling.
that you could take it that far.
And like I did it, and I was like, these are real, and the shoe was not worn and was worth $1,700. He sold them to me for $400.
Wow.
I was like,
wow,
that is the best snag of my life.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
$1,700 for a pair of shoes is crazy.
And I paid $4.
Yeah.
I've had deals like that before. Probably not that big of a price difference.
Yeah.
I have a pair of limited edition Timberland Gator boots.
Love to. Oh, you have Gator boots, Timberland?
But wait for this. I have 2 pairs of Timberland Gators.
That's
One of them is
awesome.
like the kind of standard like camo color
Yeah.
with the orange inside. But the limited ones, they retailed for $400, and what they are, they're like black. They go up to mid calf, but on the inside you have fur, like actual.
Oh, that's cool.
Like,
that's really, really cool.
Faux lynx
I'm a
fur or
Timberland.
something.
That's like my favorite.
It's
absolutely,
wild, dude.
yeah.
I almost never wear these boots.
No. I have 10 pairs at my house of Timberland.
Timberland?
Maybe once a year I'll bring one of them out for like a special occasion or something. I can't damage them. I customized 2 of them for my birthday, but it takes about like 6 months for you to get it.
Right.
You know.
Well, these ones were
leopard skin. You know what'd you say? Lizard skin.
no, the inside were like lynx fur. Or something
Lynx
like
fur. That's awesome.
But these particular boots, I saw them on the shelf in the city. I was doing a project for my company around Bryant Park.
Yeah.
And there happened to be a Timberland store right next to the project. And I walked in and I was just kind of looking around because I can't afford this stuff. Like $400 for a shoe is
a lot.
wild.
Yeah.
It is wild.
And I took a picture of it and I'm like, one day I'm going to get these shoes because they're just so sexy. And 3 or 4 years later, I went on eBay and I'm like, how much can I get them for?
Yeah.
I snagged them for $120.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
And you couldn't find them anywhere. They were limited run. Never found them again. Like I got them on eBay, $120, and it's just like
that's a great snag.
It was such a good deal.
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
And you can flip down the boot.
The roll downs.
They roll down.
Yeah.
The fur is
so
exposed.
many people hate it. I thought that was so clever. Mm-hmm. I really do, because depending on what you're doing, it works out perfect. And the fact that you're insulated too, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. Yeah, I love Timberland. Timberland's a great pair of boots. That's just a New Yorker.
Can't you tell he's a New Yorker? Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, that's a New Yorker.
He's got the baggy 2000s fits.
I
with
do.
the Adidas Superstars on and the Timberlands.
Yeah. And
I have
technically,
a
these
cousin
jeans
who
are
has
tight
a
for me,
Timberland
you know?
logo tattooed on them. Wait, what? My cousin has a Timberland logo tattooed on him.
That's awesome.
He just loves it so much.
Listen, people have Nike checks on the side of their neck. You know, you can't really judge that at all. At least it's Timberland. You know, that's hard.
Yeah.
I like that. I definitely do.
All right. So, are you going to open one of these packs?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hinting at. Kind of twisted that right there.
You know what?
You got to at least open one of them.
It was a blessing from Jeremy to get me these, but I want to share. So
Who's Jeremy? I thought his name was Sriracha.
Sriracha, man.
That's
Come
right,
on,
man.
man. I know. I didn't bring my maracas. I will make sure I bring those next time.
But
Please do.
I'm going to give Jeremy the Gohan pack.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give Mike here the Broly pack.
This is Broly?
Yeah.
That's what I asked him. I
That's
couldn't
Heroes.
believe that.
And then
He was
I
like
had
Super
the-
Saiyan 4 with some extra level up or something.
Super Saiyan 4 with a smiley face. What? Do you see this? A smiley
Right.
face.
Some
with
stone in
Dragon
his
Ball
chest.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I had the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and I think we should all open up together right now.
All right. Let's do
1,
it.
2, 3.
Oh gosh, I'm really bad at this. Or...
I got lucky.
Oh, there's a spot. All right.
Yeah, right on the corner. Oh, these are cool.
Oh, it
These are
comes
the
with a lot,
power.
too.
Yeah, you got a lot of these.
How are you guys getting this open so fast?
It's right in the corner.
I think there's a slit
Right
right
in top.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Oh, I got a lot. I got a few Majin Buu ones. That's cool.
Instant transmission, times 10, Kamehameha, Super Saiyan. All right, so that was a power-up card. These are cool, man.
I got Majin Vegeta.
Oh, look at that. Dark Power Absorption with Broly. Dude, these cards are cool, man. You know what started it all? Pokemon.
No. So I made a mention before about an expensive habit that we shouldn't get into.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, me and a lot of my friends are already way too far into it, and it's called Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
That inspired Pokemon.
That guy Frank
inspired
is obsessed with
Yu-Gi-Oh.
that. Okay.
It's called Cardboard Crack, for those who know about it.
Yeah,
You
my
pour
friend Frank would
all
know
your
that.
money into it. It's insane.
Oh, I believe it. I totally believe it. Yeah, these cards are cool.
Why are all my characters like demons? Like look.
That's like the new thing apparently. Even in comic books, they have. I collect a lot. So say issue 1 has 10 covers. I try to get all 10 as long as they're not like $400 covers because they can go wild. But nowadays they made sure at least one cover is a demon for whatever reason, and it has nothing to do with the storyline.
A demon
whatsoever.
is such like a simple villainous thing you can create.
But it's getting played out a little bit, you know. Everything's
like, look at this, demonic Yamcha.
all right.
No, look, I got demonic Bulma.
Bro, she's already.
This is wild.
Yeah, this is what. Look at this guy. Was that Gassy? Of the demonic Elite 4. See, they always got to throw something in there.
Look at that.
I got Bulma, wife of a prince.
Yeah, you got
Totally
her,
different.
when she's older.
Yeah.
I got a Dragon Ball, 3-star Parasite Darkness, whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got a 7-star ball, negative energy overflow, with a pig on it.
Oh, same here. Got one of those two. I just got Broly's first friend, that little fur beast.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie.
That movie was really good,
Oh, man.
and actually might be my favorite Broly, to be
Man.
honest with you.
Yo,
I really like. And if you think about it, Vegeta was whooping ass. He was.
I got a Gotenks card.
Which one?
Extravagant Assault. It's like with
Nice.
the ghost.
Oh, look at that Super Saiyan Vegeta. The Prince Strikes Back.
I got. Oh, this is a good one.
dude, look at
Super
your
Saiyan Blue Gogeta.
That's
That is
awesome.
him. That is
Yeah,
it.
dude,
That
you
is-
got what kind of?
And Broly.
I got Son Goku.
I got another Broly.
Mm-hmm.
Got two. I got what was it? A Majin Buu. And this is like the cool Buu. And then
And I
a
got
Son
Broly's
Gohan
girlfriend.
card. All right. He turned the math, not fighting.
You got the best ones.
No, dude, you have the. This is
I
the
just got,
character
like,
that was
the
on the cover of my pack.
power-ups.
That's Broly with the
Yeah.
with
That's
the weird
really
mask
cool.
on.
I think this Broly coming around is so much better than the other one, to be honest.
Guys, you got way better cards than I got. I got some nonsense. Like, look at this. It got Devil Man and Demon God.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Double D's.
Yeah, Double. Oh, okay, yeah. He's from the Majin Saga.
I don't know who this guy is. Some sort of Kai.
That's
Variant.
Broly's father, I think, that you had there.
Yeah, I have Broly's father, which is Paragus. And
He gets killed
some
in
random
both
animal.
freaking movies.
The amount of demons I have in my pack. It's like Bulma Demon, Devilman, Demon God.
I got a bunch of darkness on mine over here. It's like a Dave Chappelle skit over here. Darknesses.
Oh, man, that's funny.
No, these are good finds. Not bad. Well, these are yours, man.
Yours, you can keep them, man.
No, I bought them for you. My wife would kill me if I bring any more stuff home.
Dude, I'm not looking forward to those days. We'll see.
Yeah, but you know what? She helps out too. She can't really get mad. Like she blacked out one day. You want to talk about spending money on toys, and it wasn't even Christmas yet because she knows how much money the value of certain things was. $400. Even the register, she said, looked at her like, "These are all for you." She's like, "I have a problem."
what kind of toys was she?
The DC McFarlane lines that are coming out right now. So you have them going with the Flash movie right now. So you have the Michael Keaton Batman. You have the Ben Affleck Batman. You have the Flash, the surprise villain. I'm not sure how they're going to play it, what they're calling him, so I'm not naming it yet. But all that whole line, like we were saying before, that $20 toy flips for like $100, $200. And I like buying and selling. And if I really like the toy, I'm not going to lie, I buy an extra one for me. So I have like a whole storage. So I had to calm down a little bit because it was like taking up my living room.
Yeah.
My wife really wasn't too happy about that. I sent him a video a couple times, like how, you have the books around. I had the action figures from the 90s all the way across my wall.
On the wall.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And we have a guest over. They were looking at my wife like, what's going on in here?
So speaking of upcoming movies, specifically The Flash,
Yes.
what do you guys think about the new trailer for the Flash movie? There's a lot to unpack in that trailer.
I gotta be honest, I'm not really a big DC guy. I do really love Batman, and I wasn't a big fan of the Ben Affleck Batman much, but it was still good. Like
The greatest
Batman,
fight scene,
Batman vs
live
Superman was good.
Yes.
And then I'm not really into the Flash that much. I did watch Man of Steel, which was very, very good.
Thank
And-
you. A lot of people
Yes.
hated that Superman movie, and I
It was
really
good.
don't
No, it
know
was the
why.
best- it was one of
Like,
the best
oh,
movies.
he was like he didn't really know his powers. That's the whole point. That was young Superman. He was figuring himself out.
Except for the fact that his father probably didn't have to die.
No.
You ever see those memes online?
Yeah.
Reasons he just stood there.
Then why did you stand there for? The storm's coming you, and
Yeah.
you're Superman. You couldn't grab him.
He could have gone so fast. No
That's
one
what I
would
mean.
have
Like
realized.
out of nowhere, your powers didn't work. There was no kryptonite anywhere. Like you literally watched your father die.
But for this new Flash trailer, I can't even lie. It 100% sparked my attention. I might actually take the time out because what I do is I'll have people give me show or movie suggestions or series. Like right now, I'm almost done with all of Star Wars.
I was so mad at him, by the way, that he never watched Star Wars.
When you say all, are you just talking about the movies?
No,
Yeah,
he's
the movies
doing
and
everything,
shows.
too, yeah.
Oh, you're doing the shows. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm on Obi-Wan Kenobi right now. And,
So you're doing it in chronological order.
release order.
Okay.
Release order, and then because I know Sriracha is really big into it, and Tommy Tatsuwab.
Because I can't say that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He-
wop, I mess that up all the time. He hates
He's
me for
like
it.
the Star Wars fanatic, and
Yeah.
when I told him I never watched it, it's almost like he was.
He almost
punch me
flipped the
in face.
table,
Yeah,
actually. And surprise,
it was just unfortunately out of everything else I was put into, my parents never put me into that. They never put on a Star Wars movie. It was like, oh, watch it or whatever. So, but then eventually, I always knew I kind of wanted to, and I was like, all right, I have no reason, no excuses not to, and I did, and I actually really love it because a lot of people don't nowadays how the older animations in movies and CGI and stuff. I thought New Hope was a great movie.
New Hope broke
Was
the
a great
boundaries of
course it was a
going
great
into
movie.
space. And then other movies like Galaga, Galaga or whatever it was back then, they were trying to mimic Star Wars, but it didn't go anywhere. Star Trek, they tried, Star Trek was before, but Star Wars took it over.
Can we just circle back to that though? Everybody, A New Hope is first of all, just a title
genius.
they threw onto the movie later.
Right.
It's just Star Wars, and it was literally, I want to say, a movie that defined a generation,
Absolutely,
Yeah,
it did.
and then right after they had Empire Strikes Back,
which was actually better than New Hope.
and it's
And people think that's
Yeah.
the worst one out of them all, which
Who
is
thinks
mind-boggling.
that? Who are you
I
talking
even
to
had one of my pastor friends tell me that, and I was like, I don't argue with the pastor, but I think you're wrong.
I don't know. With opinions like that, we should check their theology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that actually.
Yeah, 'cause, I appreciate old stuff like that.
You have to.
I'll watch it,
Yeah.
and I was really shocked, how good it was for such an old series, the trilogy.
Especially the time
'Cause-
frame.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I know it's Sriracha's favorite, but I wasn't really a big fan of Return of the Jedi. But I liked, and then Phantom Menace when that came along, and I watched that one. That was not bad. It's definitely not on par with the other ones, but Attack of the Clones, and then Revenge of the Sith. Yo, Anakin Skywalker is my
Tearing
guy.
everything up.
My
And
guy.
even when he was super emotional that people kind of complained about, but that was his problem. His emotions took over. And if you realize what he's been through in his life and everything, of course he's going to be emotional. He was a slave. He found his mother dead after how many years? He said he'd come back for her and save her. And he was tortured by nightmares and everything like that.
Yeah.
He was able to, he expressed it all, and it took over. I thought that was brilliant. And then the fight scene with Obi-Wan Kenobi was half the movie, but it was I could have watched the entire movie like that.
I love that.
It
I
was
love memes
awesome.
of that. Where, the high ground solves everything.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh man! And if you think about it, in the Obi-Wan show, you finished it, right?
Not yet.
All right, I
Not
can't
yet,
say it.
not
I almost
yet.
ruined it. I
Listen,
really did.
Yo, one
But
time.
the high ground comes into play again.
So
Yeah,
on,
it does. It does.
on our podcast,
Yeah.
just throw in there. We do a little something called unplug, and that's when we feel like
It's like
something.
air it out, hot 97
Yeah,
style.
you just need to get something off your chest. I have one little unplug for this guy over here.
Okay.
One time, we're watching. What was I? I was about to get on The Force Awakens, and literally, I told him straight to his face while Tatsukuap was there. I was like, oh, I'm about to watch it. I haven't watched, like, I'm going to, like, probably, like, the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom was like, all right, you know, just talking about a little bit, like, you know, not spoiling it. This guy over here literally says the main thing that happened in the movie.
I ruined the entire
thing. I just looked at him, and so did Tommy, and we were just like, are you serious right now?
I get very passionate of stuff that I like, you know, so that...
It's been long enough. We can probably say it now, right?
Yeah.
Are we just talking about Han Solo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Han Solo died.
Yeah.
He said that, and I just looked at him, and I was just like, are you serious right now?
I don't mean to, I swear. And then, like, as I was saying it, I looked at him, and I was like, well, it's coming out. It's too late. Let me just finish what I was saying, you know?
Well, here's some behind-the-scenes insight into that whole thing. Harrison Ford is the type of actor who literally couldn't give two shits about any movie he makes.
He actually hated it when people asked him about Star Wars.
I heard about
Seriously.
that.
And it was actually, I think, his...
Smashed the Toy, right? The O'Brien show. The guy did a Lego piece that was on his show, and it took him forever.
Talking, right?
And all of a sudden, he acted like he was so... He's like, oh, my God. And he slammed it on the floor. He's like, oh.
I thought that was that not staged?
I don't know. But if
That
it wasn't, that was kind of cold-blooded. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, because the guy's face afterwards... I mean, he sold me on it, at least. He looked pretty upset and pissed off that Harrison Ford did that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be hands on the spot.
Yeah, sorry, Harrison Ford, you know?
Well, the point I was making is that he actually asked to be killed off.
Oh,
He didn't want to be Han
part
Solo
of it
anymore. And I'm worried that he might be doing the same thing with Indiana Jones, the new one that comes out.
Yeah, that's his last one he said he's doing, which it should have been a while ago.
Which, it's fine if it's the last one,
Right.
but is he going to ask to be killed off?
So will it be like a Star Wars thing where it's like like he goes over to his son would be the last one standing, pretty much?
You think Shia LaBeouf got into this movie?
I don't know, who knows?
After the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I know, right? Yeah, that is.
I don't know about that.
You know, yeah, that is true. That is true.